Oh, great. Do you miss those days?
I kind of look back on them with fondness, yeah. I mean, it was a lot of fun at the time. I mean, there were a lot of nightmares around that time as well, you know. What you see on TV looks very jolly, but there was a lot of stuff going on in the background, you know, a lot of argument.
But the music was wonderful, wasn't it?
It was jolly, yes.
Do you like that number now?
Well, for a long time I didn't actually do any Culture Club songs in my set, just because I didn't want to end up as a cabaret act. Sometimes I do Karma Chameleon to annoy people. If I have a hostile crowd, then I'll do that song, because it always gets up certain people's noses. It's good for hostile crowds.
Why?
Because, you know, it's one of those songs that was played to death. It was #1 for 9 weeks, and a lot of people hated it. You know, you get sick of hearing something.
Oh, no, it was beautiful.
Sometimes when you do gigs and you've got a hostile crowd, it's good to start playing that. Gets people annoyed.
Do you enjoy looking back at those clips? I mean, look at your hat there. You said it was a Vivienne Westwood special.
Yeah, I like that hat, yeah.
It was an amazing hat.
I mean, I look back and I just kind of laugh at what I got away with, really.
Yeah,
I'm still getting away with.
Got away with.
That's it, you know, it's all about.
It made you a lot of money, though. What happened to all the money, George?
I still got some money, but I mean, that wasn't why I did it. You know, I did it because I wanted to be famous, wanted to sing, wanted to be in showbiz, you know.
Do you still want to be famous?
Well, I am.
Correct.
So it's not really something I need to want anymore.
Is it something
Is there any
rather
difference
not be?
now?
I think the difference now is that you know, if I want to go on the bus or on the tube or walk around the street, I can. But it's, I mean, people do recognise me, but it's more to do with my attitude. At that time, I was terrified of being hassled. And I suppose when you first start out, you're so high profile and everybody wants to kind of take a look at you. People really wanted to see what I looked like kind of normal. They were very obsessed with how I would look, you know, without my makeup or on the beach, you know, so... You know, you always felt like people were really staring at you, and it kind of made you very uncomfortable. It kind of made you feel like uglier, in a way, because you go in a shop and everyone's like, doesn't look so nice without his face on, you know.
Everybody's going to ring in and say, what's the pink smudge doing down the middle of it?
It's kind of like just a little, you know,
It's just
bit of
deliberate.
colour.
I just like to point out it's deliberate.
It's deliberate, yeah, it's deliberate, yeah.
So do you quite enjoy sort of going on the buses and going to shops now, then?
Well, for me, you know, like, sort of walking around in the street and just sort of doing my own thing is kind of the ultimate freedom for me. You know, for other people, that may be like riding around in a big car, always being pampered. I had that, and I kind of got sick of it. I like walking around, and I like just being free. You know, I like to just be myself sometimes. There are times when, you know, you really do get sick of people just constantly talking to you and asking for your autograph when you're in Sainsbury's and driving you mad. Sometimes you just want to be George.
So there's more a touch of ordinariness about your life now?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I actually strive for. I actually strive to have stillness and time for myself and time to just be George.
Do you meditate?
Yeah, I do.
How much?
Morning. Every morning, every night. 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening.
And does that really help?
Yeah, it does help because, you know, I mean, that's, as I said before, one of the things I really need is a bit of stillness, and I'm always busy. I'm going to leave here, I'm going to go and rehearse, I've got a show in Brighton tomorrow, then I go to Germany for 3 days. So, you know, I mean, there are times when you're doing nothing for 6 months and you're wondering, you know, if you'll ever do anything again, and then suddenly everything happens.
And aren't you writing as well at the moment? You're doing your autobiography?
I'm writing a book, which I've been doing for 3 years, and it still isn't finished, but it's getting there now. We're really near the end. And I'm also working on a new album, so, you know, everything, again, is happening at once.
So it really is an autobiography? You go right back to childhood and everything?
It's from, yeah, right from as early as I can remember, because a lot of my childhood I don't remember from, say, about 6 under. I don't remember.
Are you enjoying sort of going through some of the bad times on paper?
Well, it's interesting to do it now because it's 5, 6 years on, you know, from that period, and it's almost like writing about another person. You know, I mean, a lot of the stuff I didn't remember, you know, in the kind of drug haze, you know, there's the stuff that I don't remember. A lot of my friends obviously did remember, so a lot of them were interviewed and a lot of facts were taken from them, you know, but it's written by me and from my perspective.
And is it open about sexuality and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been pretty open about my sexuality. I mean, that isn't something that I've ever hidden, so, you know, I talk about that frankly, but I'm not going into kind of explicit pornographic detail, you know, I mean, I'm not...
Do you talk about how difficult it was, say, telling your parents that you were gay?
Yeah, I talk about that, but I don't sort of, like, I'm not aiming to hurt anybody with this book. There are people that have said, don't say I'm gay. So I've done, you know, I've
You respect that, do you? You don't, sort of,
yeah,
what do you think of this outing movement?
How I feel about it is irrelevant. I may feel that they're being silly, but I will respect that because, you know, I think everybody makes their own choices and that's the way it is in this world, you know. It's not really for us to judge.
Because this outing movement is very cruel to certain people's lives, isn't it?
In a sense, it's kind of, it's the very thing that we're fighting against, you know, it's a form of prejudice.
Yes, it is.
On one level, you know, I mean, I think if it's an MP that's legislating against homosexuals and is gay or is visiting, you know, kind of whipping bars, then I think it's justified. But when it's an ordinary person or a singer, I mean, they have to live with their own, you know, what they're hiding. They have to live with that, and that's actually painful enough on itself. So I think really you have to let people be what they want to be, you know.
Well,
And that's what we're always saying, isn't it? You
That's
know,
right.
be what you want to be. So you have to
Be
allow people
tolerant.
that choice. Yeah.
We'll talk again later and also be playing your new single and video, which is going to be its first network play, first national
Absolutely.
play. So we look forward to hearing that with your band, Jesus Loves You. But right now we're going to find the latest news about toxic love.
I
Drawing.
did a little drawing earlier, and I
The
know
nature
that
of which you didn't
I know
know.
that you didn't see it. I've just put it up here on the
Right,
mantelpiece.
I had
throughout
my
the
back turned and
Yeah.
everybody was watching me, so
Yeah.
I couldn't see
And
it.
it's
I
been
know
a
you
sealed
didn't see it.
envelope.
I'm very sceptical about these things.
Yeah, well, so is George here. You're looking very sceptical about what Richard is saying, because you...
I'm not
are
sceptical of what
sympathetic
he's
to
saying, but I
psychics.
think it's just one element of, you know, you're brandishing all psychics as in one box, and that's wrong, absolutely wrong.
Because you go to a psychic, don't you?
Well, I mean, I'm really into the unseen, you know, and I think that there are people who do have sort of, not necessarily powers, but they have the ability to understand and care about other people, and they can pass on very valuable information. And I mean, if that's Richard's experience, that's fine, he's entitled to that. But I think there are other people who benefit greatly from those experiences.
Oh,
and
yes,
it's wrong
I
to
think
sit
it's
here
right, yeah.
and say that all psychics are, you know,
Con us.
spoon benders and
No.
magnet
I agree.
movers, because that's just one element of it. It's like
No,
the carnival
true,
side
Richard
of it.
is saying that there is an element, though, who prey on
Absolutely,
people
but there are bad
with
builders.
trickery.
Does that mean you're never going to get anyone to build in your house
Let's just
again?
do the drawing. Will you do the drawing? Have you got to do something
Okay.
now to...
Yeah, if you can concentrate very quickly.
Concentrate on my drawing.
Yeah, I'll
Do I
try
have
and-
to look at it?
No, keep it
Okay.
still, because
Yeah.
otherwise I
Can
might cheat.
we continue talking while
Yeah, by all
while
means,
you're
by
at
all
it? Does
means.
it put you off if I
No,
talk to
it
you?
shouldn't.
You're going to upset an awful lot of people, you know,
It
saying this
shouldn't,
today, because people, as George is saying, really, really believe in all this and take
It
a lot
doesn't
of
matter.
comfort.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't it? It won't shake your belief.
I mean, Richard's opinion is kind of his opinion, and other people's opinions, it's what you feel. It doesn't
Right.
matter what he says. You know, I
Can
mean,
we have a
only to
hint
him.
of what... Sorry, we're running out of
So I'm
time.
trying to concentrate here.
Serious problem.
Look,
Perhaps while
I better
Richard is-
reveal what we've got
This is
so
what,
far.
what I'm getting. I don't know if it's anywhere near what you
Actually,
drew.
it's not too far
No,
off.
it's not too far. I would just have to say that's
nothing
all
like
for
it.
time for today while you look at this. Tomorrow there will be another
come
Good
on,
Morning. We don't even need to enlist the help of Richard to tell you exactly what we'll be bringing you
Yeah,
tomorrow.
we'll be meeting Polly Perkins, who plays singer Trish Valentine in El Dorado. She brings some winter warmth from the Costa del Sol.
And all will be revealed by Christopher Casanova in the final gripping instalment of the Library of Romance.
And World Wrestling Federation star Randy Savage displays his
Man.
muscle power, and we discuss how we can all discover superhuman strength, if
We'll
not
also-
psychic abilities.
We'll also be digging out the best in gardening gifts, naming that tune with a live music phone-in, discovering the secrets of 007 with an exclusive peep at Ian Fleming's Bond books. That's Good Morning tomorrow at 10:30. We'll say goodbye and try and just sort out Richard here. Thanks for being with
I
us.
think if you were of a mind, you could say that was very like this.
Nothing
couldn't
like
you?
that.
No, but if you were of a mind, that's right, you could fool yourself into thinking you